Oi, pessoal, tudo bem? Eu sou a Ingrid Leão do portal Female Rock Squad e dessa vez temos uma entrevista internacional com a banda Just a Leo. O quarteto de rock alternativo nasceu em Melbourne, na Austrália, e tem feito um bom barulho na cena independente com o lançamento dos singles More Than Gold, I Think About My Faith e Hideaway. A banda é formada por Kalliope nos vocais, Andie Zarins na bateria, Burrows na guitarra e Jarrah Bathe no teclado. Conversamos com Kalliope e Andie, que nos contaram sobre o lançamento do EP de estreia, que deve chegar ainda esse ano. Confira! Olá, pessoal. Eu estou aqui com Kalliope e Andie, da banda Just a Leo. Hey guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for having us.
It's my pleasure. Well, firstly, I would like to start from the beginning, of course. So, how did you guys meet and decide to put the band together?
It's actually quite a long story at this point. Do you want us to go right to the beginning?
Yeah.
We met at uni, and we were really, really good friends back in the olden days. It really was a long time ago. Oh my god. Anyway, and you can continue the story because you're good at making it short.
Okay, so we basically met at uni. We formed a band around Carly because I'd been good friends with her. I saw how great of a singer she was 5-6 years ago when we were studying, and she wasn't in any bands or wasn't doing anything yet. And I was like, this feels wrong. So I kind of got her and got some friends. I'm like, let's do something with this. So we started a band out of that. We kicked around underneath that name for about 3 years or so. But we found that during the pandemic, musical direction just really changed. So this initial project was called Zenith Moon, and it was more like rock, hard rock, that kind of thing. But we always wanted to move more towards the indie rock, indie pop aesthetic. You know, we really love synths, electronic music. So that's essentially where Just a Leo came from. It was out of our desire to basically just want to start again in a different vein of music and just get it right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because we could have steered the old band away from rock more towards what we're doing now, but it just didn't feel appropriate because our foundation wasn't right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, long story short, we've actually been a band for about 3.5 years or so.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So this is just the latest iteration of it. But yeah, we all of us, all the other guys, Matt and Jarrah, we actually all went to uni together. So that's kind of how
everyone met. Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, sorry, that's a long way to answer that.
That's great. Well, and how did the name Just a Leo came up? When I just saw the name, it came to me like about the zodiac sign. Is it true? Yeah.
Well, I am a Leo, so yep, you're correct. But with Andie was talking about the old band Zenith Moon, and I felt like when we were a part of that band, I didn't feel like the name or the music represented me well. So when we did the rebrand, I wanted to make sure that the name resonated with me. And so after a few little tweaks of the name, we came up with Just a Leo, and it's a perfect fit. I love it.
And what are the main influences for the band? Because I hear a lot of hard rock, but I also hear a lot of pop and, a little bit of 80s vibe. So what are your main influences?
I think it's really hard to nail it down to just a couple because we're all vastly different musicians in terms of what we really like. I listen to everything I can get my hands on, but I'm actually really inspired by a lot of South American music, funnily enough, which I feel like comes out every now and again. Just because I'm the drummer, the way that something like a samba or a bossa nova rolls by has always been really inspiring for me. So that's why the groove is in More Than Gold, for example. But I don't know, can you really nail it down
Matt,
to?
the thing is, like, you like everything, absolutely everything. I love a mixture of everything too. Like, I love pop, I love rock, I love blues, soul, everything as well as electronic. And then there's Matt, who's a guitarist who's super into metal, like progressive metal, hard rock, just blues. So I don't know how we make music. It's all so different, but somehow it comes together in this really unique way. It's so rare. It's very cool though.
Yeah.
So you guys are about to release your debut EP, and you have shown to the world 3 songs up to now, More Than Gold, I Think About My Faith, and more recently, Hideaway. So what is the writing process like for you? How does it work?
Well, we actually write, since I'm sure you've noticed we've only got 4 members in the band, but there's way more instruments in the track. So we don't actually write like a typical band. We don't get in a room and kind of jam songs out. We just don't have enough musicians to cover all the instruments. So it's kind of a waste of time. So basically what happens is she'll go write by herself. And then when she's got something that she really loves, she'll come to me first. And we essentially take like a producer role. So we sit behind the computer with a program like Logic or Ableton or whatever. And we basically just build the song up slowly. So, we'll add different elements like keys, bass, synths, other vocal harmonies, drums, whatever. And then when we've sort of got a contained idea that has like a beginning and an end point, that's when we actually send it to Matt. We say, do whatever with the guitars. Yeah. And then we just have a little bit of a back and forth, and that's pretty much it. And it's really strange because like these songs that we're releasing right now, we've never actually had the opportunity to play live before in a room together, which is a really weird thing. Because before, our experience was like play the song, rehearse the song, gig the song, then record the song and release it. But we're doing everything completely backwards, which is quite fun.
And that really relates to my next question, which is like, how does it feel to compose during the pandemic? Because you haven't been able to perform it live, at least, here in Brazil, the things are still crazy. I know that in Australia, maybe they're a little bit better, but how does it feel for you to be recording during this crazy time?
Look, it is weird because we kind of made this transition because of COVID. And it's really weird not being able to perform or be in a room together and play it all together. That's just really, really odd.
Yeah,
it takes away like the main experience of being a musician, which is performing.
Yeah. Like gigs and live performances kind of legitimize you as an artist.
Yeah.
It's like the point. You write music to perform it to people. And also to record it and have it connect with people. But without that element, it's quite strange. In a way, it's almost liberating because we're less attached to our songs than I know personally. I'm less attached to our music than before. It's kind of like we're more involved in the creation as opposed to holding on to the song for it just because you made it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think also it's because we changed the way we write. It was really great because it didn't stop us from being creative. We wrote a stupid amount of songs last year. Like it was absolutely insane, and this year, and it's been, from that aspect, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I think writing helped me a lot through our lockdowns that we had, because it was a really nice form of escape and a good way to express kind of the things that I couldn't articulate properly through words, just because this is not something any of us have ever really been through before.
When do you expect to release the EP? Is it for the second semester? Do you guys have any idea?
We've penned it in for the 27th of August.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How many songs there will be in the EP?
There'll be 4.
Yeah, 4
songs.
Oh.
So like what we're doing is we're not releasing it like as singles and then dropping the body of work. We're kind of just releasing every song of the EP in order, basically. So it's kind of like it's coming out. We're already 3/4 of the way through releasing this EP. But don't worry, there is another EP that we're actually currently working on and recording right this minute that we'll start releasing from December.
Yeah.
All right. So the three songs have some similarities between them, but they also bring different sides of the band. And as you guys said, you have all different influences. So, but how would you describe your sound? How would you describe your music?
So hard.
Yeah, hard to define. That's how I describe it. I think it's in a word, probably genuine. I think it's authentic. It really represents us as people, and it really, I can't speak for Carly, but it represents my inner world quite a lot, which is really nice. So I guess I'd say it's authentic by anything else.
Yeah, for me, it's just relatable, I think, and just real. Because what you hear me sing are the struggles that I'm having at a specific time, and I'm able to express it and be completely vulnerable, and I'm totally okay with that. So yeah, you're kind of seeing a really vulnerable, real side to me, which I used to be quite afraid of doing. So yeah, real and raw.
If I was going to use like a sense to describe it, I'd say the music that we're currently releasing right now that's out is savory. It's like hearty, it's like warm and satisfying. But music we're about to release is like sweet.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Like, you know, Hideaway kind of feels like a sausage roll.
Does it?
A little bit.
I must say, from the three of them, I think About My Faith is my favorite, but the three are awesome, honestly.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
You.
Yeah, I think About My Faith is my favorite as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
That song was the turning point for our musical direction.
It was.
That was the first time that we used a synthesized instrument, the synth bass and like the kind of like the pads and the strings. That was the first time we'd ever really experimented with that. So yeah, that really marks the new beginning for us. I remember you saying to me, like, what's the point of doing this if we can't perform it? And I was like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But we've since figured out a way to perform it.
We figured out a way, so it's fine.
It's all good.
Are you guys gonna have some concerts booked for next year, maybe? Like, is there any plan for that?
Oh, we would love to. I would love to for next year. For us, it's really, well, for me, I find it really hard to even consider trying to do any live performances this year because things are constantly changing. People can book a gig in 2 months in advance and then it'll be cancelled because we have to go back into a lockdown. So hopefully next year is like our year to really like get out there and like in real life and actually perform.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe probably March next year is when I'm looking at doing a debut. I mean, that being said, if we get any like decent opportunities between now and then, we'll probably take them. But like Carly said, the Australian government loves to lock down. You know, we had a lockdown about 3 weeks ago here in Melbourne, and we were only getting about 10 cases a day, something like that. So yeah, and it's always really out of the blue. Like we find out that we're going to lock down the next day. And it's like, okay, cool. So it's kind of hard to plan. So yeah,
so
probably
hopefully next year's the year. Absolutely.
And I just noticed that you guys have some listeners from Latin America. You have some listeners from Argentina and also from my city, São Paulo. So,
awesome.
And how does it feel for you? Like, what does it mean to have followers, you know, in different countries here in the world?
It's awesome. Do you know how nice like South America is?
Like, I think she knows.
But like, no, but honestly, I tell you what, we like all the beautiful messages that we get are just so heartwarming, and it's just so lovely because I feel like at least in Australia, like no one really puts the time and effort to, you know, give you a message like great tune, but everyone just like who connects with our music over there is just like amazing. It's so beautiful.
I really hope you guys can come here in the near future. I really would like to watch you guys.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Awesome. And well, we are getting to the end of our interview, but I would like to ask what does the future hold for the band? Like, what will be the next steps?
Well, we're pretty much committed to releasing a song every 2 months, pretty much from now till we literally can't anymore. So the future is a lot of music released, and hopefully we can really kind of develop our brand and our band and connect to more people like yourself. And I guess that's the biggest hope, that we can just put music out there that people can connect with. So yeah, we've already got, like I said, we have EP number 2 that we're working on right now, which will be released over December to about June, July next year. And we've also got half of EP3 written already. So
we're trying to stay not one step ahead, 2 steps ahead.
Yeah. So the plan is hopefully by mid-2022, we've got 3 EPs out. We've got a couple of tours under our belt. We also really want to move overseas. We're thinking, we're not sure if it's going to be North America or Europe yet. It sort of depends what the lay of the land is. But either one's going to be fantastic. So we want to be based internationally, and tour the world and get to hang out with cool people.
Such as yourself.
Exactly.
And my final question, why should people listen to Just a Leo?
Well, I think people should listen to us because every song is a journey. It's a full experience, and it's very, very real. There's no fakeness. It's just pure. It's what I feel, it's what Andie feels, it's what Matt is, it's what all of us are, all together. And yeah. I'm so bad at this.
That works. That's good.
Oh, that's very sweet. Guys, thank you so much for talking to me today, and it was very special.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Ingrid. Really appreciate it.
Happy to do it anytime.
Absolutely.
That's great. That's great. I wish you all the best, and I truly wish you guys can be here. Or perhaps, who knows, I can go to Australia and watch you guys.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, when we tour Brazil, we'll hit you up so we can find the best places and come to your city, hang out.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.